Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'll give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. And again, apologies for the wind in the background. I had to take that walk as always. Something I advise a lot of people to be doing right now. Taking that good old walk when needed. James number 8, what's going on? Kenny, what's going on, my guy? First things first, you already know. Hopefully, everybody having a blessed and productive Thursday. Hopefully, everybody's smoothly getting through the work day. Hopefully, the kids are smoothly getting through the school day. Almost to the weekend. Whatever plans you might have this weekend, especially for those in the city, just be a little eerie because the weather is going to be flip floppy. Don't need nobody else getting sick out there that don't need to be sick. And I'm quite sure don't nobody want to be sitting in the hospital at this point right now. Miss T, what's going on, baby? Andrew, what's going on, my guy? Like I said, whatever you got planned for the weekend, just make sure you keeping yourself visual and vigilant, and just keep yourself safe, especially those in the city. Most of y'all already know we've been going through a crazy crime spike. Um, this is why I said before, you might have to start doing the unthinkable at some point because it's becoming too much of a hassle right now. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Like I was saying the other day, um, we just had a situation of a 61-year-old being attacked, an Uber driver on top of that. Doing this, that's what I'm saying. Doing your regular job, even if you are a livery cab driver or whatever, you're gonna have to start protecting yourself by all means. Makes no sense that you pick up a group of people trying to do your job, and then that same group of people jump you just because they probably didn't want to pay the fee. See, this is the thing that I was speaking about one time before. Some of you people wonder why they don't want to stop us as far as when we calling for them. You wonder why they are suffering the things they suffer, and part of that is you. Riaz, what's going on, my guy? You got people who are out here trying to pay bills and do the same things. There's people going through the same damn struggles like some of you hooligans out there, and y'all don't care. Should nobody have to worry about possibly sitting in the hospital for a couple hours or even a day or two because of some madness? And this is the problem again. It seems like all of the crimes that recently have been happening in the city, if they ain't being done by the youngins, they being done by the migrants, which is a problem again. Oh shoot, that's crazy, James. I was hearing something about that too. But in the same token, that's crazy again that y'all are attacking the elders. I'm telling you, most of the people right now being attacked are elders. Yeah, you had a couple youngins get attacked, but you got mostly elders recently who have been getting attacked on all angles. Again, that's not a good look, especially if you got people within your family that's within that age. Like, come on. I've always believed what you do to people will get done right back to you. Serious, what's going on, baby? Again, apologies for the wind in the background because the weather just did a complete 180. It was just hot, and I was sweating in my suit. Now I'm cold. About to go home and make some hot soup. But it is, again, it's crazy again that these attacks are happening at a high rate, and it's happening toward, again, elders or senior citizens, if you want to call them bystanders. And it's crazy. The same way you got things that, first of all, the same way these people got bills to pay, y'all should be focusing on ways to pay your bills without hurting somebody, or focus on a way to make something happen without, again, hurting somebody. I don't think that's fair. Again, this is a prime example of why we can't never have nothing either, because we are not focused and we are not determined on correcting things that need to be corrected. Nobody should ever think again to put their hands on an elder in the community. Anybody over the age of 50 or 60, you gotta be you gotta be some sort of loco to think that that's going to be the way to go. Because again, I believe in universal karma. What you do to people, they'll come back to you, and that's on all forms. Anything you do towards humanity that you know for a fact ain't going to be a good look, they'll come back to you. Trust me. I'm gonna give a prime example for these people out here who are sick in the mind and think that it's cool to do what they're doing, and there's some of y'all out there again, you attacking young women and doing all sorts of fuck shit like that. That karma comes back to you some way, somehow. Don't think that it don't. Again, it's a common problem. Nobody's showing no respect and no dignity towards each other. It really don't make no sense. Again, these people got bills to pay, families to feed. They got things they trying to do as well too. And they going through the struggles. They going through the same hustle and bustle, but they ain't trying to harm nobody for it. But there's some of y'all again who won't put your mind and put your skill sets to use. It's cool to fucking do something and harm somebody, but then what happens when the harm is getting done to you? What happens then? Hey, you're not thinking about that. Or if the harm don't happen to you, what happens if the harm happens to the people around you, people in your family? You ain't thinking about that again, for real, until it happens. I said at some point, got to get back to some sort of real boundaries and structure as far as the community is concerned. Because again, I'm from that era where the elders was hands off. Now, if the elders got into any type of disputes or whatever, it was mostly amongst them within their age. Nothing we could do about that. But the fact that it be some of y'all in your teens, your early 20s, not even in your 30s, and you abusing or even trying to fight people again that are well older than you, that are old enough to be your grandparents, great grandparents. What does that really say about society right now? What does that really say, period? It says that we have an influx and a problem. Oh no, that was old. I already know that part, Miss T. But see, it's the thing. I didn't say kids yet because again, we knew that wasn't going to happen back then anyway. A lot of us was not playing that. It wasn't going to be no you was assaulting or doing anything towards kids, and we was going to allow it to happen. It wasn't like that. Like I said, how you doing, all right? Like I said, the same thing. We wasn't putting our hands on elders. We wasn't even thinking to fight the elders. If we thought we was even going to buck up at them, 9 out of 10, we was going to get our ass whooped, not once but twice. I'm sorry. We'd have got the butt whooping from the elder, and then we'd have got the butt whooping. We'd have got the butt whooping from our own parents. But this day and age, parenting is different. The climate of the world is different now. Too much inclusion, too much acceptance, too much tolerance to things that we shouldn't have been tolerating in the first place. Love, baby, what's going on, baby? Those things were how they were saying it was held secret. It was held sacred. We wasn't allowing that to happen. We Real spill, what's going on, baby? I already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. Again, apologies for the switch up in the weather. It was just nice about a half an hour ago. Now I think we might be getting some rain. That's another thing for those in the city. In case y'all might be having some plans tonight, take an umbrella or a poncho with you just in case. Definitely Fleck is going to do something tonight. Again, these was just things that we was never going to allow and tolerate. And the minute we found out anybody was on it like that, they had to go. Rob, what's going on, my guy? I gotta catch your replay. I tried to chime in last night. I guess I had just missed your live, bro. But but this is what I'm saying. We didn't tolerate a lot of that. There are some of us who still go by that old bycodes and bylaws of just not allowing things to happen. But again, it's sad that we in an era now where we're allowing everything to happen. We're allowing sexual attacks to happen on children, women, elderly folks, mentally challenged folks, you name it. We're allowing elders to be attacked, robbed, and almost taken out of the world around us because of stupidity and emotions. We're allowing that to happen now. We allow too much as we speak as a people. And this is starting to become annoying now. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, I see you over here gang banging on the corner. I see you over You already know, baby. But this is what I'm saying. We wasn't tolerating too much of that. You really think one of us would have been able to raise our hands to anybody in that stature of, we've been getting our butts whooped and handed to us every other day if we had to, until we learned the lesson. We got to start instilling not so much as fear, just, boundaries. Need to start instilling that again. Because at what point do you say, you know what, it ain't even worth it? First of all, we wasn't taught to go back and forth, even argument-wise, with an elder, especially if that elder had not so much as just love in the hood, but actually had knowledge and had wisdom and also helped people out. Those ones was off limits. Leave them be. Tanya, what's going on, baby? A couple weeks ago, I almost had the same thing. Young boy trying to wild out on this dude, and I'm like, yo, bro, not to be funny, he old enough to be your grandfather. That man is in his 70s. He got kids that's just about old as you or older than you. You don't think if you do something to him, something ain't gonna happen? You better think twice, bro. And I definitely saved him the embarrassment because the man he was about to hit that ass. He ain't playing that shit. His family do not play games when it comes to him. The kids, the grandkids, nobody playing. Like, it would be an all-out war for what? Because you couldn't control your temper or your anger. Or you couldn't control your impulsive behavior. And that's what a lot of y'all doing. You acting off of impulse. Again, you got people who are struggling, trying to make ends meet as we speak now. And then you not so much as robbing those who I feel, in my opinion, okay, you're going to be out here doing street activity and everything else. All right. Well, keep all your activities as far as everything in the street. Shouldn't involve people that's trying to work their hardest, trying to do what's best and necessary for their children and their families around them. Like I said, at one point, there was structure, even when it came to the community. Even the street niggas knew not to bring certain street shit to the civilians. And if anything did happen within the civilian realm, guess what? They was going to make sure they were taking care of that and handling that. They ain't like that no more. And again, you can't even really have a discussion or anything with people because every time you turn around, it becomes an argument. It becomes either a physical argument or it becomes a situation where now you feel you got to look over your shoulder or carry the gun. Shouldn't be that way. This ain't the Wild Wild West. This is not the Wild Wild West at all. Ain't no respawn button with something happen. It's a common problem right now, for real. Right now, we ain't standing on nothing. We ain't standing on no business. Let me use my king voice. We ain't standing on business. We ain't standing on business. Because if we was, half of the stuff would not be occurring right now. Now, prime example, um, here's where I'm about to go as far as us accepting and tolerating too much. Now, just read a report about, I think, Nassau County. They signed the bill basically saying that the transgender kids cannot compete in certain sporting events and stuff like that. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm I'm all for people being who they gonna be again, but let them be that when they grow up and not let it be forced on them. Now, of course, that community got uptight behind that bill being passed, but it still serves it still serves as a present guideline, the safety net right now. Because again, let's be real. You're gonna tell me, you as a parent gonna feel comfortable with your daughters out there playing a sport, and then you possibly got transgender men or transgender boys in there, right? Or vice versa. Your daughter is playing with a whole bunch of dudes. You think like you think it's not gonna be fear factors and worry there? It will be, whether you believe that or not. Maritza, what's going on, baby? Been a minute since I seen you, baby. London, what's going on, baby? Spark, what's going on, baby? See y'all up in here getting it in. See y'all getting it in. Mm-hmm. Now, again, you only got one specific group of people mad. Nobody else seems to be upset. You want to know why they not upset, at least in my opinion? Because, again, that gives them some breathing room. That gives them a sigh of relief. Because think about it. If your daughter is really into boxing, prime example, should she be in the ring boxing with a man? Saying, let me know when I said something wrong. I'm not trying to even be funny. I'm not trying to cause nothing, but it's something to look at. There's only one group of people mad right now because that man did what he did. But again, it's about the safety of the kids, and it's not about confusion no more. What's going on, Joe? Again, if your child is going to play sports, then let them play in their sports. If your daughters is playing volleyball, baseball, whatever, or not baseball, softball, keep forgetting, y'all play softball. Doesn't matter what the sport is. If your daughters, your nieces, nephews, whoever is playing in these sports, hey, let them play in the correct sports. Can't get mad because not everybody agrees and views with your opinion. Look here, I can bring out an opinion and a truth right now. I don't expect everybody to go with it. Again, it's about equality, right? So again, you gotta think about it. There's equal opportunity for people to say and think what they feel. And as long as again nobody is saying nothing the way it would be detrimental or it would even cause confusion, why do y'all have an issue about it? I feel if my kid is playing sports, my kid should be safe. My kid is already taking a risk dependent. Something happens, God forbid, and then come to find out the people they was playing with wasn't all who they were supposed to be. How am I supposed to feel as a parent right now? What am I supposed to think as a parent? And I just watched something else that made me a little bit disturbed. And I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. Now, I just watched something with this teacher completely losing his mind and flipping his wig in the classroom. Do I know what the full story is? I could probably not so much as make an assumption. I can tell off the fact by the way he just caught the tantrum out of nowhere that, like I spoke about before, some of y'all are not paying attention to make sure your kids is acting accordingly, especially in school. The child shouldn't be thinking about bucking up and rearing up at nobody that's teaching them, because that person don't necessarily got to put up with their madness, and they don't have to teach them. This is why we are getting certain situations now where a lot of these teachers are either quitting or they losing their job because at this point they done flip their wig. They don't care no more. Because how much disrespect am I going to take from somebody that's not even old enough to buy a pack of cigarettes? How much disrespect am I going to take from somebody that can't even go in the liquor store or do anything as an adult? What do I look like taking that disrespect? And then when I try to do it the right way, the parents ain't helping either because the parents have a hearing issue. I told you before, effective communication and effective listening, it can stop a lot of drama from happening. Tamika, what's going on, baby? Danielle, what's going on, baby? So nobody want to hear that part, but it's the truth. And then a lot of y'all in the wrong anyway, because if your kids is doing wrong and you upholding them in wrong, how you gonna get mad when somebody corrects them? Make it make sense. If I'm out here, prime example, as a child or as a teen, and I'm out here doing shit that I know I shouldn't be doing, I expect somebody at some point to stop me before I completely crash out. Or I at least expect somebody to say something to me or put me in a halt position where it's like, all right, I gotta think about what just got said. And that's the truth. Like you want me to teach your children, prime example, or you placing your children into this system, right? I'm supposed to be trying to teach them and guide them, right? But in the same token, they disrespecting me, cursing at me, calling me all sorts of obscene things, saying this, saying that, right? How you expect somebody to react when it's all said and done? Don't make no darn sense, none whatsoever. And this is why you having a shortage as far as employees is concerned. How the hell am I supposed to be doing a job? I'm teaching your kid, but your kid trying to curse me out and fight me. Nigga, you can't buy a pack of cigarettes. Nah, come on, son. You laughing, but you know it's true, son. Like, come on, son. They not getting paid enough, nigga. Like, come on. You want me to sit here, go through this shit throughout the school year with your children, and then your children is acting crazy? Nah, I can't do that. If my kids is not even acting crazy, how am I supposed to deal with kids that are not mine? That's the mindset for some people. And like I said, for a grown up to have that type of anger and also that type of hostility, that means he been turning his cheek too many times for these kids. And these kids are still not respecting the fact that he's coming in every day to try to teach them something that their parents is not trying to teach them, or that they can't teach them at that time frame. I gotta have some respect for those who are actually trying to mold you into the best people, man. Now, granted, you do got some teachers who are out there that they don't like their job and they show it every day. But again, y'all gotta work together. If you got a teacher that's willing to come in, put down a lesson plan, give y'all something where y'all can have fun and also learn at the same time, what is the problem about that? Spark, I grant that. Listen, it's a two-way street, but again, how would things come together if y'all not working together? The adults got to work on one angle and the kids got to work on another angle. The kids need to work and focus on themselves as a whole, how they deal with people, how they interact with people. How you doing, mama? Your kids shouldn't be talking about, SMD to a whole person that's over 50, 60 years old, or regardless of what, still older than you. Again, you got to have respect. What I look like me right now, my age, cursing out somebody that's 20, 30 years older than me. What did it look like? It looked like I don't got no respect, or I wasn't taught no respect at all. You got ones that you can trust with your kids to actually teach them and do something. But then again, even when it comes to that, they are being disrespected to the fullest. I don't got to get up out my bed to come teach. Matter of fact, there are some teachers that just follow protocol, because I've been witnessing a lot of different things. There are some teachers who are going to say, you know what? If you want to be a disturbance in the class, you be a disturbance on your own. I'm still going to continue to teach. So if you don't get nothing, that ain't nobody's fault but yours. and they still gonna continue with the lesson. I had teachers when I was in school that if it was a group of them already messing up, guess what? They ain't care. Y'all stay in y'all zone and y'all mess up. I'm gonna continue to teach those who are actually paying attention. Exactly, Spark. And that's what I'm saying. We was not doing none of that. And then we already knew the consequences behind it. And you gotta think about it too, because it's a different playing field right now. It's not so different, but it's new elements added. Most of the stuff we done seen is repeated patterns. You're gonna deal with a different group of individuals on the personality tip. You're gonna have those who really have and can control their anger issues. So that's on one thing. You gonna have those who are acting out in sheer defiance because of what's going on at home. Prime example last night. There should be no reason why I'm at work. It's about to be 3 in the morning. You mean to tell me it's kids outside that's no older than 13, 14? They out 2, 3 in the morning? Like they don't got school today? What the hell's going on here? It makes you wonder a lot of times why some things are happening. Yes, it do start from home. A lot of people need to start thinking about that. Some of these kids are definitely not so much as learning stuff from home. They learning stuff from the streets and the people around them. That would be like me being around or a group of kids always coming around me, see I'm doing my thing, and now they keep, and I'm just not, no, I'm gonna get the hell up and move away from y'all. Because y'all shouldn't even be seeing me in the first place do anything. And you shouldn't be around me because you're not going to say, well, nope, I'm not going to be nothing to nothing when it comes to whatever it is you do. No, I ain't doing that. Not going to say I'm the reason for or I was the, nope. I had that happen last summer, even when I was doing my mom's barbecue and stuff. Group of them try to come over, I kindly got up and moved away. Nah, not going to be around me. And you're not going to say I passed you anything, I did it. Nope, not doing that. Get away from me. And honestly, I should be where you need to be at, around the people in your vicinity and your age group. Stay in your age range. I'm not even trying to be judgmental or anything because that's not me. But I am going to give my view and my opinion on it. I'm going to voice it. And again, this is the problem now. Things that wasn't tolerated being tolerated now. So now the teens is hanging with adults now. They hanging in certain positions in certain areas. And like, come on now. What are you teaching them as far as the value is concerned? There's certain situations why it's happening because, again, we got parents trying to live their second childhood right now. Might not want to admit it, but you can see it for yourself. Some of y'all trying to live your second childhoods. Some of y'all straight up on the drugs and fiend out, so you ain't paying attention to nothing. Some of y'all just being irresponsible, you dropping them off with grandma and grandpa or whoever else. Come on there. It don't make no sense. This is why you're getting some of the actions you're getting even in the schools. Some of these kids is going through whatever they're going through, and they're going through it at the worst possible times. So, of course, they don't lash out. Exactly, Spark. Like, it's a dangerous situation because it's sad that, you can't save everybody. I grant that. But you should be able to have a notion and still have a boundary in place. Just things we ain't going to tolerate. And the minute that you do something, you need to be held accountable. Whether you young or old, doesn't matter. Like a lot of these teens right now, if they out here doing things I think they doing, a lot of them, they ain't going to try to take the accountability for nothing. And when they do, it'll probably be well down the line after it's all said and done. But some people, again, could never be reformed. Some people are just going to be spiteful and evil like that. This is the type of things we do need to worry about. The people that don't give a damn about nothing else outside of themselves. And it's crazy. We had somewhat of a safety net where we could at least put everything in the right positions and it would flourish. Things that wasn't in our control, things that wasn't for us, we didn't care about it. Marlene, what's going on, baby? That's what I'm saying. But see, Spark, this the thing. They done took out like I said, the things they took out of schools, the community should be trying to bring it back. The people within the community should be bringing those back. You're taking away a lot of the counseling programs, you're taking away a lot of the peer pressure programs, so on and so forth. Damn near everything is, whatever ain't dried up already, they clinging on by a thread. Because again, you got people who don't want to be right now. You got people that don't want to be involved. For hearing a whole bunch of kids. I thought they see. So I'm saying, you still got to have supervision, even when you got your. I'll speak to that in a minute. I'm definitely on that in a minute. There's some of you parents who really need to be more supervision when it comes to watching your kids or watching whoever's around you, nieces, nephews, cousins, whoever. Start paying more attention and more focus. But yeah, they knocking out a lot. They taking out a lot of stuff, and whatever ain't getting taken out, guess what? At some point, it will be. It'll fade into distant memory because nobody's trying to volunteer no more. Nobody doesn't even want to. You think I want to sit here and do something when I might possibly have to worry about your kids or your adults acting foolish over something that was either said, something that was misconstrued, as far as me trying to give you info? Because there's people who lost their minds at people who was trying to give them information. So again, it's a whole different balance now. It's a whole different. That was a whole different parameter of things. Let's keep it real. You gonna argue with me and I'm just giving you information? I ain't saying nothing wrong to you, nothing. Like, make it make sense. Wax Dog, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Working hard in these dusty dope dealers on the block, baby. But come on now. How you expect me to get into something and try to bring information and information how you doing, and you gonna catch an attitude with me? And I'm telling you what the hell I need to tell you. I'm telling you what's factual. Again, people be too in their emotions. Not enough listening. Not enough comprehension. You know, if I'm telling you, look, this is the prime way you're gonna be able to do this, even if you take a different path on how you getting it. How you doing? Even if you're getting it a different way, if this is the pathway that's going to keep you safe and keep you still on, on top, why not listen to it? Why not take it into consideration? But even still, they are knocking down a lot of different things that could be beneficial, and that was beneficial for a lot of us that came up. Yeah, look, we've gone through all sorts of chaos and misery throughout the course of history. Grant that. But in the same token, we always found a way to make something work and still make do with what we had. Again, we knew how to utilize anything, even down to the smallest resource, and make it work for most of us. Can't say that we didn't. Because if we did, we would have definitely been well messed up than what we are now. This world would have been burned down, at least in my opinion, if we wasn't holding certain things dead. Like, again, community when need to be. We're not going to sit there and allow you to do certain things, and especially if it's going to either cause harm or cause friction within it. We ain't doing that. Not doing that at all. Because again, it was about structure and balance. You know, we got kids again who are suffering from all sorts of, different distresses. Whether you want to take that, I was like, who the hell is this? This nigga over here. Oh, my fault, y'all. I gotta get 5 seconds real quick. 5 seconds. My man came in with the news sidebar for real, son. You already? My bad, y'all. Yeah, it's It's real right now. You're taking away a lot of the anger management programs that would have been helping, taking away a lot of the look, even the psychiatrists and the psychologists right now don't even want to be bothered no more because they don't know what to expect. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Whatever resources is drying up in your schools, yeah, I need to start putting them in your communities, little by little. Even if you gotta do it by hand. Again, you could make miracles work if you put in the work. And that's the problem right now. Nobody wants to jump back on that bandwagon. But again, everybody is quick to want to point the fingers, get upset, and still continue the same old pattern of behavior. But how you expect things to change? Again, you got some of these people living a second childhood, so they don't care if their child come home the day of tomorrow, or they don't care what's going on as long as their child ain't coming back with a damn baby, if that's the case. At least in my opinion. Again, like prime example, teen pregnancy. We've always had that. But in the same token, it wasn't the numbers as high as it was like how it is now. It done definitely rose up more than what it's supposed to. I don't even need to go into a graph or anything. Because right now, again, you got most of these kids making adult decisions. Because again, back in the day, I don't believe every home was that shattered and that broken, which it really wasn't. You had this slight few slip through the cracks. Grant that. Like in most things in society, certain things is going to slip through the cracks, or it might not be well exposed until, you know, when it's, hit a boiling point. But again, it's crazy how, again, you got kids making adult decisions. And some of these decisions they making ain't even benefiting them at all. It's destroying them. Which I said, you need a structure in the house one way or another. Oh, I found my kids. Nah, that's a whole fact right there. I feel you, Spark. And this is what I'm saying. Your morals, your structures, and everything else should be intact, especially if you are bringing life into the world. Like I said, who else going to teach the people you bringing into the world better than you? Who going to keep uplifting and keeping everything strong like you? You're going to have to be the main one at some point. Again, it's a joint effort on all angles. Whether you look at it, whether you love it, whether you hate it. It's always going to be a common ground when it comes to humans because guess what? Majority of us want almost the same damn thing. Like how you expect your kids to show reverence, patience, poise, and everything else, in particular if you ain't showing them, if you're not teaching them. Listen, whether you religious or not, I'm going to say it like this. You're supposed to have a strong foot on neck when it comes to anything you are bringing around you. Juice, what's going on, baby? There's too much damn freedom right now. And it's sad because it doesn't matter if you coming from a one parent home or a two parent home. The sad notion about it is that again, these kids are making adult decisions before time. Or they making costly decisions before time. There's no way you could tell me you ready to bring life into the world when you still ain't even experienced life or the world yet, and you're still young. No way you gonna tell me you feel comfortable making an adult decision that could possibly cost you your life or have you sitting up for life. Which one is it? You got to pick a poison now. Or how you would say you got to pick a struggle. And that's what you really got to do, pick a struggle. You want to be ruthless and reckless, just know you're going to catch reckless and ruthless consequences behind. There ain't going to be nobody that can save you. There's not going to be nothing you can do. But just take responsibility and accountability, regardless. And again, listen, we have freedoms just like how these kids got freedoms now. But the difference between our freedoms and their freedoms now, again, we didn't have too much social media. We actually had a balance. Yeah, we had our TV and our games, but after that, we was out and about. Willis, what's going on, my guy? We had a balance still. And even when we was stuck in it, we still made learning fun. We still made anything we could take for what it is fun and value. We ain't even doing that no more. If you're not solely paying attention to the creations you're bringing into the world, you're going to surely have a problem day in and day out. And the longer you take to correct the problem or try to fix the problem, the worse it's going to get when you do try to establish something. I'm keeping it real with you. Like I said, with that teacher prime example, I know he done flipped his look. He flipped his wig definitely. He wasn't trying to hear that no more. And you can hear by the hood, what's going on, my guy? You can hear by that man's voice that he wasn't playing no more. That like if he really wanted to, he probably would have tossed that chair, that desk at him. But nah, he did the right way. I'm gonna let out my frustrations because hey, y'all doing the same thing, right? And it ain't saying two wrongs make a right. But if somebody done been constantly turning their chin, especially they dealing with your kin and your peoples, and it's always nah. I got my right to let my aggression out. And as long as I ain't let my aggression out on that person at hand, that should be the most important thing. Because he honestly could do that shit and bust one of them. Whoever made him mad, he could have actually did that. But then again, it wouldn't even serve a purpose. Again, there's some of you who want to throw your kids in the school system, but then again, you're wondering why a lot of these teachers is quitting. And we ain't talking about the situation at hand already about these teachers that are doing the foul shit. No, they always get left for last because that's what they thought about. Life in the last lane and not the fast lane. The fast lane to me would have been I'm working in this school, let me make sure I'm doing what I need to do. And even if I see something that I know is off beat, let me go make sure that these people know what the hell going on. See, again, communication. It will be effective at some point. Because again, it doesn't matter if it's your child or somebody else's child. The safety should be the most important thing out of all of them. Now, again, those teachers who try to do what's necessary and they get the short end of the stick, they got all rights to either quit or to not worry about trying to teach anywhere else because it'll probably be the same thing in my opinion. I don't listen, Juice. I don't blame you because again, that's a lot to deal with. I gotta come in day in from matter of fact, I gotta come in 5 days a week, sometimes probably 6 days a week. I gotta deal with kids 5 days out of those six. I probably gotta be putting lesson plans and doing little other things. I come in, come on now. What the hell are you talking about, realist? What the hell? I only asked to make sure, man. What the hell? Yeah, my scalp hurt with you. Don't come in here with that damn shenanigans, son. I told you, son, I'm making raccoon fitted, son. You want one? Goldie, what's going on, baby? Play with my emotions right now, man. But come on now. Like you gotta understand that again. We could bring back and at least alleviate some of these deep problems we have. Give each other opportunity and space to actually do something. Again, whether it's my kid or your kid, or it doesn't matter. If I feel I can push you in the right direction, I'm gonna push you in the right direction as a mature adult or a reasonable adult is supposed to do. Not gonna push your kid to something that could possibly destroy them. You shouldn't do it either. Again, you bringing creation into the world. Your job, whether you choose to accept it, is to make sure your kid is not left to the wolves, not hanging fruit to dry from a tree. Come on, I gotta get it together at some point. There'll be some of y'all that cry. Like again, you love your kids and you'll go throughout whatever for your kids, but when the situations that are occurring, you're not standing on. How does that work? Just a question I need to ask. A logical question. How does it work? It's not going to work. Some point we got to get back balance where it's needed. Again, you know there are certain things that are being taken away out your kids' schools. You need to bring them back into the communities. Bring them back so again, at least these people have an option to do what's necessary if it's necessary. How can I change my ways? Prime example, if I do suffer from anger issues or anything along those lines, where you taking away everything that could help me and help me get back to a better state and get back within normal society. It's a question. Like come on. Gotta be honest with yourselves. How many times you gonna keep pointing fingers if you ain't actually trying to be a part of changing? Course in the future could change back into at least a happier state of direction, at least some form of a balance. Again, you're gonna have to do what's necessary. Your job is not over regardless to what. And again, appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Working harder than this damn win in the backdraft, baby. A lot of different things have been tucking out, and you need to bring it back one way or another. You see a lot of the music programs all being a lot of the music and the art programs, prime example. Because again, music and art coexist, they go together. Get clear visuals because some of the music actually inspired the art and vice versa. Some of the art inspired some of the music. So again, they work hand in hand. Key balance. And then the things that you actually still have within your communities that you could be utilizing. Those museums that are still open, go learn something. You never know. They probably added something new to the exhibits. They might have added something new to the course of whatever. You never know because you're not going up to go do that either. Start getting up on Saturday mornings if y'all know y'all ain't get up and go do something. Start being busy. Again, we had a balance even back in the day. All right, weekend came. Gonna do what we gonna do early. Make sure we back by a certain time. And even if you still up, hey, we still gonna be having fun and learning something at the same time. Yeah, Syria is working harder than Joe Biden trying to stop the migrants from coming in. That's my peoples right there. Definitely appreciate you, baby. Trying to see if this dude gonna hit this truck. My bad, y'all. See? Careful driving, my bad. A whole nother subject. Yeah, fool almost definitely ran into the back of this truck. You'd have been upset. Fender benders. But nonetheless, start putting it back in your communities, little by little. All right? The kids ain't really active as far as they ain't really going out on trips and field, expeditions and stuff like that. Make it happen. Like prime example, like I was telling y'all a while back, you got the people that still run these little camps. They take these kids out on trips and stuff like that. Get them out the neighborhood. Show them outside of where you at. Doesn't matter if you in the ritziest part or the grittiest part. You still need to get out, explore, and learn and see what's going on. Because everywhere is not going to be the same. When you get out there and explore and actually make certain things happen, you'll see outside of your communities, how you doing? Outside of your neighborhoods and communities, yeah, almost everything is the same as far as establishments. And then there's things that y'all lacking. You know, and that's the thing though. Don't make no damn sense that not starting to get out and about on the weekends, especially if you know you ain't really working. You got the kids, get up and go do something. Go find something that y'all can all agree to, even if it's just to go and to sit out, have some lunch, some dinner, some arcade games, whatever. Go do something. Jimmy P, what's going on, my guy? You already know if y'all just tuned in, like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, and again, pardon the wind. I'm on my way back. I'm on my way back. You know, but again, Jews, it ain't even politics right now when it comes to certain situations. It's just about getting things done. You feel the politicians and whoever ain't doing nothing, again, the people in the community should raise up. I know people right now that are active as far as they make sure they do certain things with the kids, even if it's for the weekend. Rain, sleet, or snow. Doesn't matter. We're going to get these kids out. We're going to get them educated. We're going to get them well-rounded. We're going to have them doing, doing what's necessary and showing people again. Not everybody going to act the same and think the same, no matter where you go. Teach you the propers. Teach you the basics that you need to be taught. Sorry. And they ain't looking for no handouts. They ain't looking for no government help. None of that. They doing it with their own. That's because they was blessed enough to do so. So again, you're gonna have those who definitely are gonna do what's necessary for the cause, and some are just not. You know, that's what I'm saying. If you can sit there and think about barbecues and certain block party events all day, every day, especially during the summertime, you should be able to do that during the winter, spring, and the fall. You know, there's a lot of things closing up. Try to reopen them if y'all could get the money up. Do what you need to do. That's what I'm saying. Some of y'all really need to prioritize what's necessary. Again, in certain instances, you can't always think about self. You got to think about everything else around you because it suffers one way or another. Get back to that. Again, you got people that are going to do what's necessary and they don't need no help from nobody. They just want to do it because it's necessary and they're going to do it because they feel it's going to definitely bring them some sort of peace and closure. And it's not even about peace and closure. It's more just about peace of mind. Look, I did something. I built it from the ground up. I had the right people around. They are part of that. Hey, things are looking up. I was able to at least try to help alleviate at least a problem that was a part of one community or all communities. Hey, you never know. But again, when you ain't taking a chance, you ain't taking the opportunity on yourself, this is what's going to happen. And when you're not taking the chance and opportunities on your own, hey, it's definitely going to be a problem, a continuous problem. Again, who better to teach the creations that you're bringing into the world but the people who are bringing them into the world? Got to teach them something. Whether y'all together or not, y'all need to teach your kids and focus on your kids. Now, I watched the situation where this lady was trying to go off on a store clerk, but I feel like this with the present situation that's going on right now with a lot of these pharmacies and a lot of these not restaurants, got a A lot of places getting robbed recently. A lot of these electronic stores, so on and so forth, right? Do you think it's wise enough for you to allow your grandkids to be running around in the store anyway? Even if they was purchasing something, you still supposed to be watching them. You still supposed to be having supervision over them because if anything would have happened outside of, who's going to be at fault? Now, even if the lady was a little rude and she already seemed like she had kind of a, but again, you can't trust that when again certain stores and certain companies are still with the shits. See, excuse me for saying it that way. They still with the shits. They are not going to allow anybody to be robbed. I just watched the whole lady from the Dollar General. No, you ain't stealing today. Fuck this shit. Like,
now, what you about to do?
show me.
Right here.
All right.
I want to see if you want to sit in the house.
Yeah, it don't matter. Yeah, because I roll up something. James, what's going on? Nah, but you gotta look at it. Certain companies and certain positions, they still not playing. They still going by protocol. We are not gonna allow you to be stealing and messing us up. Because now look, like I just told y'all recently. They just closed down one of the pharmacies. Why? Because again, all the
just looking at the shits on the little Mexican baby. I was just saying these shits are little Mexican baby was in the shit. Wow, shaking his feet, chilling and shit.
Son had the good feet on. That's why you gonna do that.
Yeah, like feet, man, cucumbers.
Nah, but like I told y'all, think about it. Now they just closed down that pharmacy because of what? Stealing. Non-stop stealing on top of that. I'm just saying in general. But you gotta have supervision regardless to what. There's no way I'm gonna allow my kids to be. I don't care if I'm not that far. Nah, I'm gonna be right up on my kid because anything could happen. My kid could go missing. No. You know, if anything, like I said. Now, what would have happened if your kid would have got snatched up? Your grandkid would have got snatched up. Gotta think about that. It's not a game no more. And it's definitely getting far worse than it was. So again, y'all need to think clear. In certain instances, guess what? Oh, give me 1 second. But again, in certain instances, you're going to be held responsible more than anything. Because why would you allow your kids or your grandkids to run around in the store? Knowing that most of these stores and these establishments have been going through a surge of robberies and lootings. So again, your grandkids could have been a victim of circumstance. They could have been kidnapped or possibly not here. And again, whose fault would that have been? Get back to the notion that we had as a community back then. Start being more vigilant and pay more attention. Mel, what's going on, baby? Now again, it doesn't matter if you wasn't that far away from them. The fact that they was in there running around already, even if they was purchasing stuff, the fact that they running around and causing a little bit of panic, hey, how you gonna get mad at somebody for doing what they feel is necessary? And especially some of these people still losing their jobs because they're not stopping certain crimes from happening. So you think I'm gonna risk my job because your kid ain't right or your kid ain't doing what's necessary? If I'm supposed to be going into a place of business or any type of establishment, I'm supposed to hold myself a certain way. It doesn't matter. You already know how fickly some people are, especially working these establishments. So why would I go in the store yelling, screaming, acting a fool Even if I am coming in here to purchase anything, why would I be wilding out right now? No, you know. And even still, it shouldn't happen. When you got the young ones, your vision is supposed to be on them at all times, and that means they ain't supposed to leave your sight. Because again, anything can happen. Nah, that's a whole fact, Spark, for real. No, you gotta think about that. That's not cool. Start being more wise and more detailed in what you're doing, especially with your youth. And some of y'all should take more heed because with the ongoing crisis right now, as far as the migrants, the crime, and just everything else, you don't want to be suffering that pain. Okay, how you want to look at it, you are not trying to suffer that pain because that's a pain that's unbearable. Because again, in certain instances, a parent should not ever have to worry about burying their children before time or visiting their kids because they made an irrational decision. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like I said it's going to get worse before it gets better. And right now, we seeing the worst of it right now. We don't got enough to give enough. And what we do got enough of, we ain't utilizing it and trying to give back or give enough. Or at least try to build, again, some form of balance back. Mo, what's going on, baby? Nah, it's a whole fact, Wax. I'm saying. Because I'm saying there's these people think it's a game. Nah, it's a scary notion right now. Like prime example, it's a scary notion to know again, like I said earlier, a whole 61-year-old who, doing Uber, doing whatever, regardless to what, they still feeding their family, they still doing what's necessary. And y'all want to beat the fare, but also beat the cab driver. Makes no sense. Look how much savagery is going on right now. You really have to be prepared on all angles, and you might even have to scuffle just to prove that, look, getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. Should never feel like you can't at least have a breath of fresh air and feel at least a little safe. So I'm saying safe zones that used to be in everybody's community. Them shits is drying up. They gone. And again, pardon the language and excuse the French. But I'm keeping it real. How much more is going to go on before we finally rise up? Again, it's scary when you think you're going to do your regular 9 to 5 or your regular routine or even just try to do your business ventures and do whatever. You got to worry about people trying to get a quick come up because they too scared to come up. Again, no children should be getting attacked by groups of kids neither. It's a little bit of everything going on, especially out here in the city. I'm telling you, for some that are, I'm telling you, you think this ain't the old Dinkins era? Feel like it right now. It's too much going on. Told y'all the other day, 64-year-old got stabbed to death on the train. Somebody just got pushed off of a platform a few months ago. It's too much going on right now. Because it's bad enough you have a situation where you have people with severe mental disturbances, mental health issues, crises, and all of that. And a lot of their facilities and a lot of their inpatient, outpatient programs are being almost depleted.
and the ones that are still here, it ain't helping as much. So you got to deal with those who are out in the streets and a danger to themselves and society. Then you got to worry about the migrants that still are coming here left and right. That's a problem because some of them are coming with the notion to destroy and cause chaos like they did when they was in their own home countries. So that's a problem right there. Then you got to worry about your own problem within your own realms of community because some of y'all are not raising these kids with a better structure to say, you know what, there's no need to do all that. Not if you're trying to have fun. Not if you just trying to grow up and whatever. Like, bro, I don't gotta go out there and cause chaos and confusion just to have fun for the day. This is what's being built around it. Act the fool all day. Cause drama and misery. Go out there and show everybody what it is. Okay. Sorry to say it that way. It's crazy, bro. You're gonna have to protect yourself. Now that part right there, really, you're gonna have to. Because in some instances, it's sad. I would have to get to this notion here, not so much as for survival, but just for the fact that I gotta do this because a person really didn't bet on themselves to do something different. So you trying to take something that I probably would hold as dear or priceless, and I'm gonna go to bat for it. So you gonna risk hurting yourself for it? Crazy. We got a homeless crisis that still hasn't been solved yet. But again, you would open borders to everybody else to try to give them an opportunity when you don't even got opportunity right now for the people here. Let me know when I said something wrong, y'all, for real. When has it ever been when has it ever been an honor to be ruthless and cutthroat? Make it make sense. I'm sorry, but we got to stop dropping the ball at a high pace. And yes, we're gonna have to protect everything within our circumference, one way or another. It's gonna get gritty at some point, but you need to be prepared on all angles. Again, you don't want to suffer the heartache or the headache. And I would advise a lot of y'all again, start bringing back the things that are necessary that will help the future generations. And I mean on all cylinders. Combat skills, training, critical thinking, and just learning to analyze situations when they need to. So we really don't want it to get super worse before it starts getting better. Y'all have to put our foot on something. And pay attention to your surroundings at all times. You never know what the hell is going on with these people now. I mean, it was kind of scary back then, but it's a little more spooky now. I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of it is being done crime wise because, again, one thing that has never left the cylinder of anything, drugs. Another form of the crime wave is drugs. You got people that are spaced out in their minds doing things and not caring about their own selves. But I would say in this instance, you're gonna learn today at some point. You're gonna take that wrong calculated drug and that'll be it for you. Or that drug can completely mess your body up to the point where there is no repair. Again, you still might suffer critical side effects. Body shouldn't have to suffer. I don't know, it's really getting critical out here. My bad. I'm trying to, yeah, another situation. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I read this right. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on one second. Oh, wow. Hold on. This is another reason why, again, parents really are going to have to pay attention. Guardians pay attention. Just got another story. I don't think this happened out here. 7-year-old girl passed away, and a 9-year-old boy was hospitalized after being trapped in a sand hole. That's a big sand hole on the beach right there. Even when you are in big areas like that, you want to be mindful and again aware of what's going on. And prayers to that family right now because again, no parent should want to ever have to worry about burying their children before time. You definitely gotta do so. Oh, and before I even do anything else, I didn't forget about this. Read what's being said on that screen at the bottom. I couldn't have said it no more clearer than that. This is the problem again when we see things and we not trying to stop them right where they need to be stopped at. This is how some of these how some of these situations just keep happening and at a grander scale. I'll be honest with you, drugs should be the last thing that's being placed around these ones that are coming behind us. Again, let them make that decision when they get grown enough to make that decision. Yeah, I hear you, James. Nah, because it's the truth. Again, you have to really pay attention everywhere that you at when it comes to your kids. Because you never know what could happen. Even the freakest of accidents have happened. Nobody's expecting things like that to happen on a day like that anyway. But again, if you're going to be out doing activities, again, keep your vision focused on your kids, keep them close to you as possible. And if you got to do what's necessary to protect them, do what you have to do. I'm telling you right now, this world is definitely getting more dangerous, and it's a problem now. Well, again, you just gotta understand this is not a it's not a time to be playing no more. If we want some sort of, stronghold back, we're gonna have to take it back. Stop allowing your kids and everybody else's kids to be victims of traumatic experiences. They don't need to suffer. Stop pushing these kids in the realm of running into the streets or running into cause harm and misery. There's no need for it. You're going to deal with a lot of different things in life, as it is just a part of life. But it also signifies that at some point you're going to grow. How you choose to grow and how you choose to show growth and keep the growth going throughout the bloodline. Soul decisions and soul knowledge that you take in, they gotta come, they gotta definitely be able to coexist and not disturb a balance. You wanna do something that's gonna be beneficial on all angles and it works for you and it's fun for you. And it also brings a joy. Like I said, get into it. That part right there too, Spark. Protect the legacies, man. Because you are solely here for a purpose. Your purpose is to keep a balance while you giving balance and while you also instilling education and wisdom and growth. Yeah, but see, that's the thing, James. It doesn't matter what time during the year. You're really not supposed to be, well, shoot, not supposed to be doing certain things even on them beaches like that. Because you never know what's going on. Especially, look, you probably in an area where you done got a lot of bad storms. So the sand could be dense in certain areas. It's probably already ripped. So it's a lot of things going on right now. Certain spots is almost like quicksand. You get stuck for a minute, you'll be stuck for a minute. Gotta think about it. High tide and everything else, that'll definitely cause a lot of disturbance within that sand. So yeah, you're not supposed to be doing but so much. Ah man. Again, prayers to that family because again, it's the saddest thing when you lose your child. It really is. It's sad to lose any bloodline in your family. That's why you gotta protect what's necessary. Again, start being more visual on what's going on. Get back to that structure. Start being more involved the way you're supposed to. If you're gonna bring people into the world, guess what? You gotta be solely responsible and accountable for them. So make sure you're doing the right things necessary. But don't forget that part right there that's still at the bottom of the screen. And that part too. Don't forget that is your sole objective. Protecting your legacy. And if you ain't sure about protecting them, be wise in the decisions that you're making. So I can really tell you today. I am enjoying the night off, so I could be back tonight with some fun And I definitely could be back with another little discussion on that. How to start protecting the legacies one way or another. How to have different courses and ways to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna be on y'all next today. It's time for me to go figure out lunch. I could be back either on Twitch or I could be on the backup page today, definitely. So y'all look for that notification. Well, as always, it's always a blessing bringing something to the people. And yeah, it'll definitely be back later on tonight, definitely. Time for me to figure out my course of action too. But nonetheless, hope everybody did get something out of this. And yeah, we still got more work. We still got more content. We still gonna do what's necessary. So hopefully most of y'all enjoying your mornings. It's still mornings on the west. Everybody enjoying the afternoons on the east and the central. Good evening to everybody in the UK with my fancy pinky up. And all you future babies, happy Friday. TGIF, baby. Again, always a blessing to bring something to the people. And again, shout outs to everybody that's been a part of this growth, still being a part of this growth, and still being a part of the conversation. Doesn't matter how long we on, hey, we're gonna have a strong talk. Tonight I'm gonna definitely pin the link, so if anybody wanna chime in, y'all more than welcome. That is the most important thing to remember. Protecting the legacy at all costs. But again, everybody gotta be willing to work together at some point. Just something to think about. But yeah, let me get up out of here. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real builds. And I'll definitely be back with the notification. Y'all definitely get your best tuxedos and dresses ready. Oh yeah, James, we still got a problem. You still ain't bring back one of them pellet grills. Serious? You let him run out the club without it? Let him run out the club with another pellet grill? Come on now. Don't you love me, baby? Spark, you Spark, I'm putting you on the hot seat too, damn it. How you gonna let him spark the grill without me? Come on, man. Come on. I don't disrespect me like that. Nah, it's all love over here. But y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. And until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.